the night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting.
All right, and welcome back from that short break. We've already got our players ready to go, so we will keep things fairly brief here. Your 11:30 matchup, a prospect matchup between the Merchants from the King's Court and Riverwolves from the Romp. I am still Bas Radala. We still have Taco on the desk and Russ producing. Taco, we just saw an absolute banger of a tender series. Do you think prospect is going to be any better?
I hope so. It could be better. It could be. Um, I think it'll be less one-sided, though. Fingus No Legs did really have an impressive last game of the series. Eladrin had control for most of it. I think we could see a potential 2-2 on the cards, maybe, but I think we are in for a competitive series for sure.
Well, and one of the things I kind of want to zone in on, so we talk about 21 and 15 and 18 and 8. One of the things that's slightly in the benefit of the Merchants, they're 11 and 9 in the last 5. River Romps are, or sorry, the Romps team is only 9 and 11. They're finding a bit of a rut here, but this could be a turnaround. This could be a good opportunity for a streamed match to be a bit of a momentum shift and find themselves in a better trajectory for the back half of the season. Um, is there anyone as we shift into the player stats here? I believe it'll probably start with the Merchants. Is there anybody from the Merchants you're looking at that makes you go, ooh, this is who we need to pay attention to tonight?
Yeah, Animosity is a great player I know, and they're super strong and talented. So 30 goals leading the way, not surprised, plus 14 assists and 32 saves. I think they're going to be one to look out for. But really, everyone on Merchants can contribute. Maybe Gmoney less so on the goal scoring, but definitely the assist. So Merchants are going to be looking deadly potentially for the Romp Riverwolves to have to deal with.
For sure. And I just want to point out Mom Jeans, 22 games, 26 demos. They're absolutely criminal in terms of murdering the opponents. But more importantly, Mom Jeans excel, an incredible name for casters everywhere. So I am very excited to see what Mom Jeans can do on the pitch tonight. But we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the Romp squad here. Um, Interestingly enough, GFC-RAIDER, 77 shots already would put them in a decent spot in the tier. Die Hard MMA at 112, though, is criminal. I mean, that level of offensive pressure is exactly why they have 28 goals. I know it's only 25% shooting percentage. Who cares? They're getting shots on target. They're putting that defense into an awkward spot. This is going to be the player that I'm looking for to at least be a bit of a pace pusher, the player that's just constantly keeping the defense on their toes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as we saw in the last series, when you have a lot of shots, it is difficult to deal with for the other team to stay boosted well and ready for counterattacks, ready to stop every single shot that's going to come their way, whether on target or off target. But yeah, Mark or Diehard MMA is going to be a key player for the River Wolves, and looks like they, compared to the other team, have a pretty defined starting three between Diehard MMA, GFC-RAIDER, and Kitty Meow Meow. So it's going to be interesting to see if maybe Merchants are going to rotate fully and River Wolves will just stick to the 3-man rotation unless it goes really badly. I guess we'll have to find out.
For sure, but like the last game, we could talk all day about stats. It's easy to say who we think is going to win, but the best way to do it is just to put pen to paper and find out who wants it more in their streamed match. Both teams on the pitch. River Wolves, Merchants getting this game kicked underway. Gmoney shoves it through. Kitty Meow Meow immediately responds, sending it all the way down the pitch. Misses the touch here. GFC-RAIDER trying to put it on the backside. Catch the goal, keep off guard. Animosity able to use every ounce of boost to get back to this. Dive down and pinch it away.
Yeah, Kitty is going to take control, gets it into reverse there. Animosity tries to tap it around one, beats 2 defenders out. RAIDER is last back, gets 1 touch. Gmoney, good bang downfield to relieve some pressure. Put River Wolves in their own half. Good 50 there. Diehard MMA looking for the ground pinch. Great ground pitch, a bit of ingenuity. Realized the first challenge there was not up to par and had space to go for goal and caught ShxdowBat out.
For sure, caught ShxdowBat out of position here, and that ground bench, you catch it a little too on the money, and you actually generate vertical momentum. The fact that they caught it right after the bounce kept it flat and almost into a perfectly placed spot. I don't know if anybody really could have saved that here. GFC-RAIDER putting it off the sidewall. Gmoney tries to follow it here. A incredible half volley off the backboard. Shoots it back to ShxdowBat, but ShxdowBat's going to keep this in play. Diehard misses the touch, catches the defender off guard, dives back in. Diehard gets a very favorable bounce back towards center, but ShxdowBat quickly elevates and keeps this out of a dangerous position.
Yeah, good from River Wolves, who are starting to find themselves. Great shot from Diehard there to find the second goal off a great pass from Kitty Meow Meow. ShxdowBat had no boost to contest this touch, so it left a free shot for Diehard MMA to take advantage of and give River Wolves a 2-goal lead.
Kickoff here, getting the game back underway. 3:35 left to be played, so still a lot of Rocket League action here. A lot that can happen in a game that's normally a feeler game. Game 1, both teams traditionally looking to find out what the opponents are going to be playing for defense. Seems to just be Diehard's coming out party. They just want to get a lot of offense on the board as quickly as humanly possible, and it's paid off. GFC-RAIDER trying to get over Animosity, bumps Gmoney out of the position. Oh my goodness, a mistouch. What a dive, what an unfortunate follow. And this is going to stay out of the net for River as I immediately caster curse the team.
Yeah, that was pretty immediate. That was like a second after.
Dude, that was immediate. Oh goodness.
Well, Merchants will take the caster curse, that's for sure, because that will lead to a goal every time. ShxdowBat finding the players out of position off the pressure that they were starting to generate. Gmoney gonna find this one off the wall, look to play a bump or a pass. ShxdowBat to his teammate. Animosity shut down by Diehard. Instead, Gmoney, oh, it's a big miss there. RAIDER's last back. This one's on target. What a save from RAIDER, diving across the face of the net to get that one out. ShxdowBat, can he find it? Back to the double. No, it's sent away by RAIDER.
Bounces off sidewall, comes back center. Probably the best bounce possible as GFC-RAIDER is able to dive forward and push this all the way down the pitch to give themselves a little bit of breathing room. Animosity turns, pushes it a little bit too far to pitch, can't get the follow touch, so Gmoney has the push. GFC-RAIDER elevates. It's going to be off backboard. Diehard's elevating, looking for that third goal, but it's pushed away. Kitty misses the touch, and in turn, it's going to stay 2-1 for just a little bit longer. Both teams are sitting tremendously equal in terms of the scoreboard, right? But Merchants, 7 shots to Riverwolves 4, and they're just not able to convert.
Yeah, I think Merchants are starting to build off a slow start. They are now piling on the pressure. And Riverwolves, if they can't get this out, they are going to break eventually. And so they have to push down the other end themselves, try and generate some offense to go their way. This one's going to lead to Kitty Meow Meow off the wall. Can't get the touch mid. Instead, Diehard will elect to take over. Raider on the ball. Will look for a demo. Get a boost steal also. Kitty in the play. Gmoney, good find out to clear it away. Gmoney back to Animosity. Animosity just clears it long. Diehard shuts it down high in the air.
Animosity elevates, looking back center, trying to get the ShxdowBat. ShxdowBat's a little bit too far out of position, so instead, GFC-RAIDER has the opportunity. What an incredible bounce to go just perfectly parallel with the goal line and open up a passing opportunity. Nobody there for the follow, unfortunately. What a read, but Gmoney clears that away. That could have very easily been the dagger. Gmoney keeping their hopes and dreams alive here in game 1.
Gmoney, a clutch save in the dying seconds of this game. Who's going to take it? Gmoney will play it back to ShxdowBat. ShxdowBat misses the touch. Kitty's going to be up for it. They're running out of boost. They're running out of time. ShxdowBat, good clear away, but they're still running out of boost. Good boost steal by Kitty. Gmoney has absolutely nothing in the tank, so Raider will just send it at the ball. Animosity can't get the touch. It's only Shadow who has boost. They're looking for something to grab. Finally, Shadow will grab the midfield boost. Gmoney will see the clock ticking away. They have to counter immediately. Diehard off the crossbar. Can they go the other way? Animosity look to connect on the pass. Can't do so. Gmoney. Oh, the touch gets over his hood and onto the ground. And that will seal game 1. Riverwolves take it 2-1.
Already an early pace setter, Diehard. 2 goals on 4 shots, 3 saves. I mean, brother, like when you look at the final makeup for both these teams, it really only wasn't until pretty much garbage time that Riverwolves took the lead on shots. For the most part, the entirety of the game, it was in the Merchants' hands. I wonder realistically what that's going to do to the mental. You know, coming out of game 1, you apply the most pressure, you apply the most shots on target, and it doesn't convert. How do you regain? Like Taco, how do you rebound going into game 2?
It's going to be difficult to bounce back after what they feel like they might have at least should have probably sent it to overtime until Riverwolves started to step up and shut the game down completely at the end. But we are going to see some way to change that with a sub from Merchants, who I did say probably run a 4-man rotation, and it looks like we are going to get a sub, so that could impact things. And hold. Yep. Hold on
We
a
are
second,
having
guys.
we are having a
We
mild technical difficulty here. The lobby not wanting to be kind to all of our media team. So we will just take a quick second to fill some space with our sponsor, Taco. I'm kidding. No.
I'm
Taco, though.
sponsoring the stream.
I was about to say Taco John's potato olays. They are totally
Mm.
not carrying the entirety of our stream right now. But no, we're
No,
both
we
still in
did
here.
not crash. It was on the air. Okay.
Do you wanna see if we can make a new lobby? Maybe that would be beneficial. Or nice,
Ooh,
Epic
that's
being
unfortunate.
so kind to our producer tonight. Totally didn't lock him out. Ooh, but just to kill some more time while we're hanging out, Taco. I mean, we saw incredible plays, right, from both teams, both being able to push the ball as quickly as they could. One of the things I didn't get to see this game, ShxdowBat, a very mechanical player who can really elevate and play off the ground. I believe played most of their game last game on the ground, in the waiting. Um, I want to see if maybe they can develop a bit more offense for Shadow. Just try to get some more passes, maybe off the backboard, off ceiling, something to elevate and allow Shadow to just try to beat out the defenders.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna need to see merchants continue. They had moments for sure, and they took advantage of those moments. Riverwolves had moments as well themselves, but as you said, ShxdowBat was a little bit quiet, but definitely someone who they could lean on to get back in the series. And yeah, definitely going to be interesting to watch as we continue. Die Hard, though, I think was huge in those 2 goals to get them off to an early start for Merchants to give them really what they the lead that they just kept the entire rest of the game.
Well, and we talk about it, right? Like 2 goals, is it like overcomable? Can you climb that mountain? Put up two, put up a third, maybe in overtime, or just get the third before the game ends. You get that dagger. Sure, it's doable. But when you're talking about playing against a very equal across the board playing field where both teams are very close, I think they were a difference of 3 games in the entirety of the season. I mean, in reality, it's a very difficult ask. You're not asking someone like, "Hey, I need you to put 3 goals in against Merc, the bot." No, it's I need to go score against somebody who is my equal, and I have to beat them as bad as they beaten me for the first half. So, I a 2 goal lead, Taco, is almost insurmountable.
Yeah, 2 goals is tough to come back from. I feel like when you're down 1 goal, it's like, oh, whatever, you can get it off a kickoff, and everyone bleeds a goal every now and then. But when you're down 2 goals, it starts to, even if you don't think it consciously, in the back of your mind and in your subconscious, you start to feel like, maybe let's just go next game. We might not have this one in the bag, but it's going to be difficult for them to.
It's okay. We like just hearing ourselves talk, but we can get back underway. Game 2 ready to be kicked off. Almost a proverbial timeout, Taco. We'll see what that does for the mental of both teams. Who used it to the best of their abilities? Mom Jeans on the pitch, winning the kickoff. My favorite player by far might get a shot opportunity. Mom Jeans, the starchiest goal.
Well, to start off, we get a Rule 1 break by Die Hard, immediately punished, the karma coming back to bite Riverwolves. They could not get that one to go their way. Kitty Meow Meow off the wall. Can't find it past them. Die Hard gonna have to make up for his Rule 1 break, causing them to get scored off of if they want to continue to lead in the series.
Animosity has some breathing room, opts to play it a little bit too slow. GFC-RAIDER dives in, wins the kick, and in turn, Mom Jeans has an opportunity. The Die Hard winning a 1v2 with the split, and then another 50. Does not want to let this play develop right in front of their own net, so instead, Gmoney putting it back all the way into the opposite corner. No follow, no 2-man established. GFC-RAIDER up. Offside wall, looking for the follow off the bounce, can't get the touch, and Taco already Merchants getting that first goal, second underway.
Well, we talked about early 2-goal leads, and this time it's going the other way around. Gmoney capitalizing, the players getting a little bit caught up with their teammates on that sidewall, tripping over themselves, covering the same area of the pitch, and Gmoney with the ball on his hood is going to make them pay every time. Raider trying to find one back, can't get that one to go. Die Hard does get the touch, does get a touch out midfield. Gmoney up so early, great speed to clear it away. Oh my goodness, what a touch off the wall, and the follow by Raider. Animosity to Die Hard. Die Hard pops it up to Kitty Meow Meow, off the wall. Die Hard should be next to it. It's off the crossbar. Raider should have a free shot and a free goal to give Riverwolves some hope of coming back.
Talk about equitability, Riverwolves. Merchants, 1 goal all the way across. One shot all the way across. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. Every player on the pitch getting some offensive opportunities. Bit of a push from Kitty Meow Meow, looking for the bounce touch. Can't quite get it. Does! Oh, goodness! What a scoop to get past Mom Jeans. And in turn, that's going to be pushed in, kept out of their own net. I really thought River Wolves was going to be able to slot such an incredible follow touch.
Yeah, River Wolves are getting closer. They're looking dangerous. Kitty got a little bit too close with not a lot of boost. Animosity towards the wall. Raider, good defense. Great save to keep it out. Good pass by Die Hard. Kitty couldn't read it, though. Raider gonna bang it to the teammate. Die Hard can't find the corner of the net.
Oh man, Die Hard's wanting that back. It happens only every now and then. You get such an incredible outlet that gives you the redirect opportunity of a lifetime. Kitty Meow Meow dives up, splits the 50. It's going to be an opportunity for Die Hard, who puts it back center. Mom Jesus bumped, ignores, gets the second touch. A staunchy defense from the starchiest player on the pitch, and you just love to see it.
Animosity now with no boost. Good flick, though. Forces Die Hard to use all his boost. Gmoney can't do much about it. Raider should win this corner boost. Instead, elects to just play the ball, then take the boost. Misses the boost entirely. Kitty, pass off the wall. Mom Jeans has an easy clear. Look at the outlet passes from both of these teams, working their way out of defense, trying to catch out the other team cheating to cut off these passes. Raider off the wall. Should have space. Plays the first touch. Takes advantage of the space. Gmoney plays it well to send it away.
150 left to be played here. Every second that passes puts a little bit more pressure on the River Wolves. Die Hard turning back in, splits the 50. Mom Jeans is in an awkward spot, bounces off corner, coming back center a little bit for GFC-RAIDER, who takes possession, tries to get it back center, splits the 50, and it just can't be followed here. Mom Jeans buys some time, putting it all the way up the pitch. Die Hard off backboard, elevates, controls, goes down, splits to 50, pushes it through, and Taco. Minute 18 left to be played here. River Wolves have 8 shots on the board. At some point, one of these has to fall.
Yeah, it just feels like we're getting a remix of the last game where the early team starts out with a 2-goal lead, and then a bunch of shots come down in, and the team that was up early trying to hold on for dear life as Die Hard puts that one just wide. He's gonna want that one back if they end up losing this game, because that was a golden opportunity.
Dangerous spot here if you're River Wolves. 40 seconds are left on the clock. GFC-RAIDER tries to quickly elevate, can't make the touch, so instead Gmoney able to push it up here, gets the second, looking for the third, can't follow. Mom Jeans, you got to be careful here. That's going to be over the top. Animosity gets the touch, gets the follow. That's on! Oh my goodness! Die Hard with the protractor shot from the high bar.
Honestly, I don't know if he meant it to be a shot, but it was just a pass in midfield, and it might have been a shot because there was no one in net, and Die Hard realized that and plays it center on target. No one was going to be able to stop that one. Great play from Die Hard there. River Wolves are continuing the pressure. Great bump, and Raider is on the end of it off a great bump and pass from Die Hard. The dunk and the bump clears out so much space for Raider to tap home.
Brother Shades of San Antonio, you have the lead going into the back 30 seconds. And unfortunately, your bend don't break defense from the Merchants has just been criminally dissected as this River Wolves team continues to apply a tumultuous amount of pressure. Off backboard, Die Hard elevating, looking for the touch, gets the bar down ski, and 3 goals off the back 30 seconds from River Wolves is a statement.
Die Hard taking over, getting the double tap, bar down and in. 4 goal contributions in this game, leading River Wolves back into the lead and letting them take firm control with a 2-0 lead.
Oh, Kitty Meow Meow pops it up. It's going to be off backboard. Gmoney doesn't want to let the easy shot go in. You gave up 3. You don't want to give up 4. Because, I mean, let's be honest here, Taco. 3 goals given up in the back 30, 40 seconds is a difficult pill to swallow, especially when you played such an incredible level of defense all game to really shut them out of the midfield. I believe we saw over half of the shots from Riverwolves come in the back 3 minutes of the game. I mean, that's 13 shots. Holy cow.
Yeah, Riverwolves started to to pile on the pressure, and eventually the strong defense that damn broke, and it just led to goals rushing into their net. And Merchants are going to have to reset and settle themselves because they have to contest this game in the midfield. They cannot allow that many shots on target and expect to win most games. So, going to be an interesting one for Merchants to adjust to, as a little bit of a delay, as I think we are potentially getting a sub, maybe? Maybe? Oh. Oh.
Uh,
Yep. Looks like we are going to need a lobby remake, so be right back.
while we are getting our lobby remade, just want to put it out there. So, Merchants, remember, they came in 11-9 coming into tonight. They were 21-15 with their 2 losses so far. If they don't want to fall down the leaderboards tremendously, they need to win both games just to go 2-2, just to have that chance to keep things alive. I mean, we're talking like right now, Tanuki right above them, 24-16 after today's match night. And then right behind them, you've got Black Tips, Red Legion, and Roly Polies, all sitting at 23-17. So another loss here, the chance to potentially only have 22 wins would make them drop from currently being an 8th all the way down to 13th.
Yeah, that would be brutal for Merchants. And on the other side of that coin, for Riverwolves, who have been having kind of a tough season, they're in the doldrums of the midfield of the prospect tier, and they're gonna start to come back into it with if they can get a big series win here, that would be massive as we start to head into the second half of the season.
Well, in their conference, right? You look at the Lunar Conference at this point in time in the season, being at 19-21 would put you at a 3-way tie with the last team in the playoff contention. It's an easier spot to be in than compared to the solar side. But as we look at it though, a 3-win match tonight would put them at 21-19, 2 games up from that line, 2 games up from a safe spot, and you definitely want to have that breathing room. You don't want to go into the back end of the season going, "Oh my god, if we don't win X amount of games, we're not making the playoffs." You don't want to put yourself in that pressure.
Yep. And the players are ready. We are back for game 3 of this series. Riverwolves and Merchants. Riverwolves up 2-0 and looking to assert themselves within this tier. Oh my goodness. What a start off a
Bruh.
messed up kickoff from, I believe that was Gmoney. And Diehard just realized, hold on, there's literally no one going for this ball now.
Dude, it's a great presence of mind moment though. When you see that nobody's going, you take that extra second, that extra half second and say, "Hey, I can put this on target, get a free goal." And that's a great way to start up is 1-0 right off of first kickoff. GFC-RAIDER jumps up, splits the 50, gets it past 1. That's going to be off backboard. No follow availability as Animosity is on low beans. Dangerous spot here, pops up high and back center. Kitty Meow Meow opts not to elevate, and in turn, this is going to be pushed out.
Well, this one's going to go into the midfield. Merchants going to have to forget about that one, have a goldfish memory, and reset themselves because this series is not going their way so far, but they definitely are capable of switching this one around. Kitty tries to get a 50. Diehard, good pass. Raider can't get on the other side of the ball. Instead, it's just sent back into the corner. Good 50 from Kitty. but instead, no one is back there. Good pressure, almost a bump. That one would have gone in if the bump had landed before the clear, but instead, it's just going to lead to more time on the ball. Another ground pinch attempt, almost caught them out. Diehard, pass down to Raider. Raider will come in to the play. Kitty should be next to it. Kitty should have a pass, instead goes for the bump. Raider passes infield. Animosity should have a clear along to Gmoney. Back to Animosity on the dunk. What a 1-2 passing play. And that's how you get back in this series.
Oh, for sure, and that's going to galvanize their team. Not only that give-and-go action, but Animosity shoving it past a defender regardless of their touch. That's just a confidence builder you love to see. Splits it, drops back center. Kitty Meow Meow looking up, pitch for Diehard. Diehard trying to take the flip, but is cut out. And in turn, Gmoney is able to push this all the way into the Riverwolves back third. Diehard elevates off sidewall, splits to 50, goes back center. GFC-RAIDER and Kitty Meow Meow both in a very difficult spot here. Finally able to make contact with it, but this stays in a very peculiar situation. Can't speak. Whoa.
Yes, this one is starting to get a little bit interesting. Animosity on the ball, trying to find Gmoney, cut out by Diehard. Who's next to it? It is Diehard. Gets a great read. Who's running low on boost. Does he win that boost steal? He does get the boost. That leaves Animosity on literally nothing. Only having to rely on the small pads around the pitch to get boosted up. They're running out of boost. They're running out of space. Kitty should shut this down. Does so. Takes time now. Takes control. Around Animosity. It's going to float middle. Raider pops it in the air. Gmoney shuts it down as that was getting a little bit scary. And it's still looking scary. Mom Jeans has to use all the boost. And it's another boost steal from Diehard as they are asserting themselves in the offensive end, not letting them leave. Finally, the one person with boost will touch the ball, Mom Jeans, to clear it away.
Kitty Meow Meow looking to play for control. Doesn't get the follow touch. So this is a dangerous spot here. Mom Jeans looking for the shove. Diehard MMA, though, able to play for control and get it out of their own back third and buy them just a little bit of time for breathing room. Mom Jeans off backboard, looking for the follow. Pops it over one. Not really the most viable shot because of its slow pace. Flip reset opportunity. Diehard had the flip there. I really love that that update occurred, and now we can actually see when they have the flip available.
Yeah, it's absolutely a great update to see when players are just faking out that they have a flip or that they actually did get the flip and it did register on the game server. Gmoney off the wall. That one could be a double tap. The second touch just went wayward. Not where he would have wanted it to be placed. Diehard trying to potentially get a flip reset. Could not get the contact necessary. Good touch by Raider. Kitty crept a little bit too far. Gets the touch though. Crucially, Gmoney, it's a triple commit. Animosity's too far forward maybe. No, but he does have the boost to take control. Shut it down. Diehard to Raider. Back to the middle. Mom Jeans to Diehard. Kitty coming in. Can't dunk it home. Diehard fakes out one, and it's still 1-1.
40 seconds left to be played here. Kitty Meow Meow pops it back center. Dangerous spot here as Gmoney puts it up. Animosity redirects it back center. Mom Jeans wanted to follow the give and go action that would have easily been the dagger for the game, but instead, this is now on their back third. Merchants need a touch here to buy themselves some time, and they finally get it cleared all the way across the pitch. Holy cow.
Quick counter, as I was not ready for Mom Jeans to be in that position. Gmoney quickly passes it off the backboard. Mom Jeans full faith in position, and finally Merchants have the lead again. 15 seconds. It's going to be brutal for Riverwolves to find a response, but they need to now. Raider doesn't hit the ceiling. It doesn't really go down though. Diehard on the follow. It's a brutal giveaway for Merchants. They felt the game win coming. Instead, this one, Gmoney just went straight down to Diehard, and Mom Jeans was not back post in position in time.
8 seconds left to be played here in regular time. Kitty Meow Meow wins the kickoff. Animosity with the follow. GFC-RAIDER might be able to get it pushed back center. The mistouch here is going to let this drop down, and we have overtime in game 3. Raider, Mom G split the 50 off the sidewall here. The 100 beans not in Gmoney's pocket. They don't have a lot to follow with, so instead Diehard's going to be able to split the 50 and push it all the way across to the opposite wall. Mom Jeans pushes it up, kills any offensive opportunity. Animosity splits the 50 and it pops back. Both teams really wanting to get that early punch in, Taco, but neither are able to find the promised land.
Yeah, they're sending punches, but they're not getting that knockout blow. GFC-RAIDER off the wall, trying to find a bump. Double commit, that's really bad. No, Diehard had a lot of the net to aim at, but aim for the one part you don't want to aim at. That's the post. It's floating still. Raider can't drop it down. Tried to get the lightest touch. Diehard into the center. Animosity, Gmoney to clear it away.
Absolute rocket. Animosity gets a very favorable bounce. Has the 100, has the ball. Looking for yet another touch. Splits the 50. Very favorable, but it's going to bounce off sidewall here. Diehard wanted the demo on Gmoney. The opportunity to make it a one-on-none situation and walk in an easy goal is going to be cut out from underneath him with a bit of a miss bump. Diehard pushing it across the pitch. Gmoney with the follow. Looking for the center. Can't get it here. It dies in the corner. This Riverwolves team playing pretty well into the corner and giving themselves a bend-o-break defense, but it finally puts them in a dangerous position.
Here comes Merchants, double tap into Mom Jeans. Animosity can't get the touch before Raider, who was running out of boost, but still had enough in the tank. Animosity up in the air. That one should be relatively harmless. Diehard does get the corner boost, but the ball got away from him. Raider keeps tight control. Fakes out one. Animosity off the wall. Kitty, and it just feels like it's trapped in this Riverwolves left corner for a long time. Finally cleared away. Good demo there to make some space. Diehard off the wall. Gonna look for a shot. It's gonna be a pass instead, as Raider will be on the end of it to give Riverwolves a 3-0 lead.
Brother, that is disrespectful how great that placement was from Diehard. Just inside. I mean, that presented like a shot in reality, but the easy touch right before the open net opportunity puts the defender in an awkward spot and in turn gives him the free goal. A beautiful play after so much pressure from the Merchants.
Yeah, lots of pressure, and it looks like the Merchants' response is to make another sub. This time, Mom Jeans is getting subbed back out for ShxdowBat, so the initial lineup that was in Game 1 is coming back in. So that is going to be something to watch and see how Merchants can respond, because Riverwolves, who have been up against it at times, have found the answer every single time.
Well, and with that match, Riverwolves and Merchants are now equal in terms of standings. Both teams currently sitting at 21 and 18. Both being in Lunar Conference, this is a dangerous spot for Merchants. A loss here not only gives up the tiebreaker, but also puts you one step closer to the drop-off spot for the playoffs.
Yeah, and you brought up the tiebreaker. That first tiebreaker is the head-to-head. And so if these two teams are battling for that last position in the playoffs somehow, it could be really brutal for Merchants, who gave up these first 3 games, some tight games that you feel like it probably shouldn't be a 3-0, but it still is the way it's ended up, and potentially could be a 4-0 if they are not able to reset. Animosity can't get the read. Raider, that one might be on target. ShxdowBat, oh my goodness, I almost thought he owned gold. That one was brutally close to the goal line. Gmoney misses the ball. It's all out of control. It's scramble drills all over the pitch for Merchants, and still it's saved away. Kitty off the touch. Gmoney still not letting them get pressure. They don't want to be trapped in their half again. A bump comes in. Somehow Raider kept going, following up the play. I don't think Diehard wanted to get the bump, but it ended up working out for them as Animosity trapped on the goal line.
Brother, sometimes the best shots are the ones that just don't come. Raider, an incredible touch there, able to get the quick first push, but unable to follow. Goodness gracious. Kitty tries to get the offensive opportunity played up already. They're keeping it low, they're keeping it quick as they're just trying to get it past one or two. Diehard splits to 50, putting it back over into the opposite net here, opposite corner. Can't speak, goodness gracious. Shadow has definitely played a lot more aggressive than we've seen from Mom Jeans, but I don't know if I would say it's necessarily paying off early on.
Yeah, it's not seeming to change much. The series is still shifting in the direction of Riverwolves. You can see Kitty has full faith in his teammates. He's just lurking around the middle of the net. Even with no boost, he knows that ball is going to be won to him. So he's just going to pressure the opponent into making a play with his presence around. Kitty makes the touch. That's going to be given to ShxdowBat, who has control, doesn't have a lot of boost, so will fake it out, and Diehard shuts it down, recognizes that Shadow has ran out of boost. Back pass to ShxdowBat, excuse me. ShxdowBat off the ceiling, follows it up. 2 go though. That should leave Raider in a one-on-one. Back passes to Mark, and Diehard misses the shot. It's still free in the end. Raider off the wall. Raider fakes out another, and again, it just feels like whenever merchants have a chance, they're getting faked out, they're getting brutalized on these 50s, and they're not able to clear it out of their own end.
Dangerous spot here. ShxdowBat looking to get a bit of a pinch to pop it back center. Animosity with the quick elevation. Kitty meow meow. Gets it cleared over. Gmoney with the push. The problem we're starting to see is that a lot of these merchants are sitting a little bit too far back. The 2-man not able to be established in a way that's dangerous. Oh my goodness, we saw an off-speed pitch that almost slotted ShxdowBat, expecting a booming shot, was fully out of position, and in turn, it is now going to stay in, oh my goodness, it's going to stay in control of the Riverwolves.
Yeah, this is getting away from them. Bump from Raider. Gmoney still fights through the contact and able to make the clear anyways, but he has no boost. And they may get one clear, but they can't get follow-ups. So Diehard will leave this one. Kitty gets the midfield boost. Raider looking to make a pass towards his teammate. Here comes Diehard off the post and sent away. Diehard still lurking around in the midfield. ShxdowBat makes the save. Who's going to be next to it? Raider up in the air. Should be a pass. Animosity doesn't have a lot of boost. Exhaust the whole tank to clear it away. Animosity bangs it without any boost. Raider off the wall. Raider. A demo comes out. Maybe the physical play could be the way they get back into the game. ShxdowBat off the post. And you feel like that one had to be the answer. Instead, it's just more of the same as Riverwolves continue to build their lead. They're pressuring, they're bumping, but they can't find the killing blow just yet.
Well, and like you say, they really want those goals. As you move up the tiers in Rocket League, the higher you go, the more likely it is that you just need to capitalize on mistakes. You don't need to go out and drop insane mechs. You don't need to go out and have the greatest solo plays. You just have to punish your opponents when it matters. And thankfully, ShxdowBat there is able to get the goal. A bit of a redemption play after an unfortunate gaffe earlier kept it wide. We'll see, though, how Riverwolves will respond. Diehard turning back in, bumps Gmoney, Shadow putting it over towards Animosity's control, but Kitty able to follow there as it got a bit away from Animosity. Dropping back center, double commit off there, double touch, actually super pushed that there. Incredible power.
Yeah, they almost got a pinch goal off of that. Kitty will read the touch. It's going to be out into the center. Here comes Raider, gets it around one. Animosity's last back. Kitty should know this is off target. Who's next to it? Anyone. Sent away by Kitty. Kitty does get that midfield boost. It could still be up. Kitty can't get it to roll on top of the wall, and we have game 4 overtime.
Zeros on the clock, a dangerous spot for both teams. Either team could take the lead in terms of standings here. River Wolves really want to make that leap. Kitty Meow Meow splitting the 50. It drops back to Die Hard, who chooses to shove it as far as humanly possible. An incredible power touch is going to be wide left. Die Hard collects the 100. Turns back, looking for a 50 with Gmoney, gets it past one. Animosity has the read, pushes it up to Gmoney, and now River Wolves on their back foot. ShxdowBat's already up, can't get the touch, and that could be a dangerous spot for Animosity.
Yeah, it really could be a dangerous spot for Animosity, but it is not in the end, as Kitty is the one in a dangerous spot. This time, the bump comes through. Animosity. Die Hard clears it away. Gmoney, loose touch though. That should just be only as far as GFC-RAIDER. It is. RAIDER gets a demo. Should leave Kitty with a lot of time, a lot of space. Gets the first touch up. Can he get the control of his car? He does get the control eventually. This one's just really floating in the air. RAIDER should drop it down to Die Hard. Great communication there with RAIDER low on boost. He realizes he can just drop it down, and Die Hard crept up to be that second option, and the team plays starting to work out. Die Hard off the wall to himself. Instead, it's a fake to Kitty, and it's the decisive goal for a sweep for River Wolves.
Goodness gracious, River Wolves, you have performed so well. Four straight dubs in this matchup here puts you at 22-18. You're tied with Spastics for 5th out of Lunar. What a jump.
Yeah, and we've seen how big these series can be late in the season. Prospect has I think a couple more match weeks to go, maybe a few more match weeks to go, but as we get into the late stages, that result, when it looked like on paper they were the underdogs, they get a massive sweep to completely shift the course of their season.
Well, I believe, who are we interviewing for this interview?
Should be RAIDER, but he is not in the waiting room yet, so we will just yap for a bit. But Boss, who is going to be your MVP of the series?
My MVP? I'm having a really difficult spot. You've got GFC-RAIDER, who played a lot of incredible aggression, and then you've got Die Hard, who had some substantial offense perform, but Die Hard had so many opportunities left on the table that really could have elevated them just one step further. I think if I personally had to pick a player, I'm probably going RAIDER here.
Yeah, I think I might agree with you that RAIDER just felt like the most consistent player on the team, just did their job and played their role effectively, and really made sure Merchants could not get into the series even when they were missing shots and they weren't capitalizing on as many as they could. But yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see if River Wolves can build on this momentum into their next series and into the playoffs.
Ooh. With that being said, oh, we've got our interview ready to go. GFC-RAIDER here in chat. RAIDER, first off, congratulations on the sweep. You love to see such great team plays, but brother, you guys had so many opportunities left on the board. What does that do for you? Do you feel like, oh man, we really could have done better? Or do you guys hit the ground tomorrow and go, man, we could just get so much better?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we know we can do a lot better. We had a lot of opportunities, but um, there's always room to improve. I mean, we're in prospect. Um, we played a good game, but there's always things we can do better going forward.
Absolutely. And, in this series, it seemed like on paper, at least the way your guys' seasons have been going, you were probably the underdog. And yet you guys continued to just build momentum game after game and ended up getting the sweep at the end. And just talk to us about, like, late in the season, how these sweeps and these series wins are going to be able to help you potentially clinch playoffs and put yourselves in a good spot to make a deep run.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, late in the season, every win is important. Especially a 4-0 is big for confidence, and that's honestly the biggest thing we really needed. We haven't had a 4-0 this season, I don't believe, and that was just huge, and it was probably our best match night. Definitely as a team, we just felt good. Like we felt like rotations were feeling good. Shout out to the other team though; they played really good, had some really good games.
For sure, for sure. They had a lot of incredible games. And I'm glad you brought up, needing a bit of a morale boost, a momentum shift, because you guys were 9-11 coming into tonight, sitting all the way down at the time, I believe, in 16th. The refresh, if I am mathing this out correctly, should put you tied for 11th now, sitting very squarely in a playoff spot if the season were to end today. What does that do to relieve the stress? Like how does that what does it change for the mental in the back half of the season?
Oh, I mean, it's massive. It makes you not have to worry about, do we need to make a move? What else do we need to change? Do we need to change the whole structure of the team? It's really reassuring as a team to know that we're in the right direction, and we're starting to hit that stride right in time for playoffs.
For sure. And one last question from me. For the prospect tier as a whole, other than yourselves, who do you think is the biggest contender in prospect to win it?
Mm, it's always a tough question. There's a lot of really good teams in prospect this season. I mean, I've been saying it, and I think it's the truth. As long as you get to playoffs, anybody can beat anybody. I think backflips are definitely up there as one of the top teams right now.
For sure, for sure. We've seen so many Rocket League teams that just have an incredible season drop off in the first or second round. But once again, congratulations on your 4-0 sweep tonight. That will actually go ahead and conclude our interview here. We will go ahead and wrap things up. Mr. Taco, do we have good information about Wednesday's matches?
Yes, Wednesday's matches. We are going to have another stream on Wednesday. Potentially two matches could be coming Wednesday. But if you want to have your team on stream, make sure to go to RSC official streams and sign your team up. Make sure to contact the other captain first before posting in there to make sure everyone is on the same page. Don't just go post in there without the other team knowing.
It does it does happen once. I swear it happens once a season. But Wednesday, match day 11, the season really kind of winding down. You're going to get Aetherborn versus Hostile Takeover. Aetherborn, a bit of a change here. Homie Gage going into non-playing IR, changed up the roster. They're still performing fairly well. It's going to be a great matchup. And then at 11:30, you've got Hellhounds versus Sloth out of the Elite tier. Once again, it's going to be incredible Rocket League action on the RSC side of things. Taco, it's been fun casting with you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really fun cast with some chaotic moments and some fun gameplay between both of the teams. Kind of a chess match in that second match where both teams could adjust to the lineup changes. But regardless, a fun night of RSC. Thank you, everyone who joined us tonight. That's it for us, and we will see you guys Wednesday.